What's going on, everybody? We're finna get ready to get started, and we are definitely finna get ready to get started, and and we're definitely going to um, do something fun. We're definitely going to talk Titans. Definitely going to get into this training camp because things have gotten a little spicy. Things have gotten a little spicy. Things have gotten a little chippy at practice. So we're definitely going to talk about it. Um, we're definitely going to talk about that. We're also going to talk about the elephant in the room, as you see on the screen, Big Jeff. Kind of got a little bad, but some things got straightened out today. So we're definitely going to talk about that as well. And so we're going to definitely go ahead and get into the show. I know we got some people on here already. Make sure y'all go ahead and share this show out to everybody. I thought I could put it on Twitter, but for some reason they won't let me. But I went ahead and shared it on Twitter anyway. And I'll draw everybody to YouTube. So YouTube is the main way that you can watch. So definitely go ahead and come on to the channel. And we're going to go ahead and get ready to get this show started. And we're going to get everything going in the next 60 seconds.
Call me a god. Call me a god. Call me a god. Call me a god. Let's go. I'm about to go off like a weapon. Fuel to the top, got a filled up engine. In my thoughts, obsession. I will not stop, no, I'm never second guessing.
Good evening, Titan Nation. How's everybody doing?
What's going on, Titan Nation? How's everybody doing? Welcome into TNT Tonight. I am your host, Chris, aka Blue Enforcer, and we're gonna have a very good episode on this evening. We're definitely gonna have a good time, and make sure y'all go ahead and share this show out, whether it be on Facebook, on Twitter, X, or Instagram. I'm actually gonna share on Instagram as we speak, so I'm definitely gonna do that, and then that way everybody can go ahead and come on into the show. So we're definitely gonna do that, and y'all go ahead and share this show out to everybody, and let everybody know, whether it be on Facebook under TNT Enforcers. Come join me there. You can definitely share the page out from there. Also on X at TNT Blue Enforcer. And then also on Instagram at Titans_N_truth. You could definitely share there. And so y'all go ahead and put that out. And in that way, we're going to go ahead and try to get some people in here. And we're definitely going to go ahead and get this show on the road. And hopefully everybody is having a good day. As you come on in, make sure you hit the like button. Go ahead and smash that like button for me. That helps me. That helps the channel. Y'all go ahead and smash that for me. And if you're new to the channel, if you happen to come new to the channel, go ahead and do me a favor and hit that subscribe button as well. So that way you will know when I do go live. So that way you could be a part of everything, and you will be able to enjoy being part of the show as well. And so everything, I'm just trying to share this out on Instagram right now, so that way everybody know to come to the page, and they'll be able to follow me there. So definitely go ahead and do that. We're definitely going to do some digging into the Tennessee Titans, and we're definitely going to talk. And we got a lot going on because training camp again is heating up. I'm gonna give you my top 5 players who I think have looked good, and I have an honorable mention as well. And then also some big extensions were handed out around the league, and we're definitely going to get into that. Again, also make sure y'all follow on Spotify, iHeartRadio, Apple, and Google Podcasts, wherever you get your podcasts. And because I mean we're about to ramp up, so we're definitely for the ramp up, and we're definitely for the get all into it with this Tennessee Titans team. So we're definitely going to get going, and so I appreciate everybody coming on in. Like I said, I see Lou Man say he was first. He was definitely first. We got Derek back in, haven't called a live in forever. I hear whisper that Malik has progressed. We'll definitely get into that. Daniel Berry, what's up, everybody? How you doing? Had jack that truck down. I don't know what Lou Man be talking about sometimes. Lou Man be just saying stuff off the wall. But glad that everybody is here and everything. But let's get this show on the road. We are in the second week of training camp, and things are starting to heat up. As y'all saw on the graphic, camp gets a little spicy. Muy caliente. So things got a little hot, and you notice Big Jeff is on the cover. But yes, I mean, training camp is heating up. They're in their second week. They're in pads now. They had a open practice with the Titan fans at Nissan Stadium last Saturday. And they had I want to say around 10,000 fans were there. So they had a pretty decent crowd out there. And then now, of course, the pads are starting to come on. So you end up seeing a little bit of you end up seeing some chirpiness. And you end up seeing some some fights break out, and we're definitely going to get into that. But a lot is definitely happening. We're definitely going to get into that. But some news to kind of start off is we heard about Danico Autry of the formerly of the Titans, now with the Texans. He was suspended for 6 games for violating the PED policy in the NFL. But now, of course, as of yesterday, Arden Key has now been suspended for the first 6 games of the year for the same reason. And so, don't know exactly how this happened or anything with that, but now we're in a little bit of a pigeonhole here. We got a little bit of an issue at edge rusher. I mean, you got Harold Landry, but now behind him, you got Rashard Weaver, you got Caleb Murphy, you got Jalen Harrell, Thomas Rush. You got some no names back there. I don't know if they're going to address it or not, but they probably need to at some point. They're going to have to address the pass rusher situation. Now, Shane Ray's going to get a lot more opportunity now. They're going to, Shane Ray is going to be definitely getting much more of an opportunity. He hasn't played ball in almost 6 years now. And now he's going to be able to get a chance to possibly be that number 3 pass rusher, possibly start off at number 2. And so this is going to be very interesting to see how some of these other pass rushers take advantage of opportunities, because one of them is going to have to step up and start for the first 6 games with Arden Key down, unless they go get another pass rusher. I believe Carl Lawson is still available out there. Let me see. I think I can look up and see available. See if I can look up some available pass rushers that are out there. I'm trying to see if I can take a look and see. mean, I'm trying to see if there's anything left as far as that. And I'm trying to see if I can pull that up. Let me see. But I know definitely Carl Lawson is available. I know that for a fact. I'm trying to see. Okay, I'm on Sharp Football Analysis. Now, some free agents that are available. Now, one name I have heard the Titans maybe have been kind of messing around with is Yannick Ngakoue. I have heard his name around the Titans, that they have been in contact with him. Carl Lawson is another. Tyus Bowser, Marcus Golden, and Shaq Lawson are available at this moment right now. And this was, I believe, as of July 25th. Those are guys that are actually available. And I'm looking at defensive line. As well. Let me see. Now, defensive linemen like Linval Joseph or Hassan Ridgeway, not really many good defensive linemen left, but there's a couple of interesting pass rushers that are actually available. Yannick Ngakoue would be at the top of my list. Him and Carl Lawson, I think, could be at the top, and maybe a Shaq Lawson. Those are a couple of the guys that are available, at least as of July the 25th. We don't know if that will change. Lou Man said Key will return. Did he appeal? As of right now, no. He has not appealed this suspension just yet. We will definitely see if they do that. Maybe they'll do like they did with NPF last year. He got suspended 6 games for gambling. Maybe instead of 6, maybe they'll bring it down to like 4 or 3. So maybe that's something that's possible there instead of 6 games. But, I mean, the Titans need another pass rusher even with Arden Key on the team. But now that kind of really puts them in a little bit of a bind because they're going to need another pass rusher with that. So that was something that definitely happened. And then there's Big Jeff. Big Jeff went off. And so what he did, yesterday in practice, there was some feistiness. There was a skirmish that was going on. And then what happened is, Big Jeff got into a fight with one of his teammates, and then, they didn't kick him out of practice or nothing, but they kind of took him off the field because I think one of the refs said, yeah, if that was an actual game, he would have been thrown out. And so I understand, you understand with training camp, when the pads come on, it's going to be some chippiness. There's going to be, some pushing and shoving, tempers are going to flare. Training camp, you're trying to be aggressive. You're trying to be intense. You got players trying really hard to make the team. You got guys trying to stand out. And, but you just had to be able to be under control. And so Big Jeff did not do a good job of that yesterday. And of course, the famous video that went out was he basically went at a media personality by the name of Buck Rising. Buck Rising, who has his own show, the Buck Rising Show on 104.5 The Game. And so, and I know Derek said, what started the Big Jeff versus Buck beef? And I think I have a clip from that from the show that probably started it all, and I'm gonna see if I can play it and everything. But I'm gonna try to see what this thing happened with Buck and Big Jeff. Now this is off of somebody's Twitter, but this is off of the Buck Rising show. So this is off of Buck Rising's show. This might have been where this beef started.
A little less than an hour after the Jamal Adams to the Titans news broke, at GrindSimmons94 on Twitter, I'd just be seeing a lot of tweets and hit that bookmark. How do some of you guys cover us, in parentheses, Titans, but hate us so much? Facepalm emoji.
The more that it, got put in front of me throughout the course of the news cycle yesterday, the more that it bothered me, first and foremost, because my position is, one, why do you care so much about your media coverage? You are perpetuating this awful, awful thing that fans do every year, which is whining and complaining about the level of the lack of national media attention, or the Titans media hates the Titans, the team that they cover. In fact, we've got a little. I've got a list. I've prepared a list for Jeff Simmons, just so there's no lack of clarity about the things specifically that I hate. I'll get to that here in just a second. But if he genuinely thinks that the people who are in that locker room every day, who go to games every day, who are in the locker room with them, talking to them after preseason games, after postseason games, after wins, after losses, actually hate him, he needs to grow up. He is supposed to be the front-facing. Jeff Simmons is the face of the franchise now, if not Will Levis. Will Levis hasn't yet arrived as face of the franchise. He's a quarterback. He can very, very quickly overtake a defensive tackle as far as who we most associate with the Tennessee Titans. But who we most associate with the Tennessee Titans is who right now? Yeah, probably Jeff. For somebody who wants to be a leader, who has been a leader, and has expressed, the interest in a greater leadership responsibility, brother, why are you whining about your media coverage on social media? If you want better media coverage, what I would challenge you to do is play better football.
And that was the clip from the Buck Rising show, and that kind of started it all. And that kind of what led to Big Jeff basically going off on Buck while this was a live show, mind you. And I'm trying to see if I can find that clip, because I know that clip is everywhere. I had it. Okay, wait a minute. I think I know where I could find it. But I mean, literally, Big Jeff was ticked. And he literally went off on Buck during his show. Now, mind you, again, this is a live show. Buck is live doing his show. And Big Jeff basically came by. I'm gonna try to see if I can find it, but if I can't, it's okay. But he basically went by his show and was like, you social media, y'all always talking crap, ya ussy. And I'm not gonna say the actual word, but again, yeah, it got personal real fast. And I mean, and Buck stood his ground. Buck stood his ground and basically said, hey, you're welcome to come, you're welcome to come on the show. We can talk about it. We can talk about that right now. I got time. Like, I got time. We can sit down. We can talk about it. And he literally said to Big Jeff, hey, I got receipts. I got receipts. You want to talk? Let's talk. And Big Jeff did not. So it got crazy. And I can't find the clip right now. But yeah, Big Jeff basically went at Buck while he was on his show, while it was live, and was like, you know, talking to him, and I mean was mad. And Buck stood his ground. He was like, hey, I know what I said. If you want to sit down and talk, we can talk about it. We can talk about it whenever you want to. Would you like to sit down and join us? Would you like to sit down and join us? And then basically Big Jeff went on off into the locker room. Now, as of today, Big Jeff did, after practice, address that. He did address. Now, I do have that clip. Now, that clip I do have because I actually remember watching it. And this is Big Jeff after what happened.
It's obviously an eventful day yesterday. Well, before y'all get started, we all know what happened yesterday. A lot of y'all have been here since I've been here. So y'all know me. That's not who I am. That's not who I want to be seen as. I talked to Buck. We have an understanding. I have an understanding where I'm coming from. I have an understanding where he's coming from. He have a job. I have a job. At the end of the day, I take full accountability of my action on the field. I mean, that'll never happen again with me. Like I said, I always talk about that switch, when to turn it on, when to turn it off. I was kind of still had it on coming off the field, of course, with the way practice went. But that, like I said, that's not me. It'll never happen again. And to all you guys, like I said, I apologize, and not because it hit social media, but it's because who I am. That's not my character. And I think from here on out, like I said, from that point, like I said, I spoke to him about it. I'm ready to move forward. In football question, I'll get down. It's obviously an eventful day yesterday. You want to
And so that was Big Jeff today. That was off of YouTube. I believe. A to Z Sports. My guys at A to Z Sports had that. But that was Big Jeff. And he apologized. He manned up. And I appreciate that. Honestly enough, I'm kind of with Buck on this one. And I'm not, I mean, Derek says, you know, I'm not, I don't like Buck Rising a lot of the time, but I didn't see what he said wrong. And actually, I tend to, you know, and not because I'm a fan and not because I do podcasts and I'm also in the media as well. I'm with Buck on this one. Because why in the world are y'all as football players worried about social media so much? And so I call out the team. Quit worrying about social media so much. Focus on football. People in social media are going to say stuff. They're going to say stuff that you might not like. They're going to talk crap about us. I mean, we're the Tennessee Titans, for God's sakes. We're not very much liked around the NFL, so why should we care? Like Buck says, you want more attention, play better football and win some games. Win some games, the respect will come. That much is a fact. So I 100% agree with Buck on that one. Win football games. That will shut the local media up. That'll shut the national media up. Or they'll get them to start talking about us. But that's being worried about the wrong things. And that was very unprofessional of Jeff. Extremely unprofessional. But I am glad that he took accountability for that. Now, to play a little bit of devil's advocate, I get where they're coming from. But see, Taylor Lewan did this same thing back in about 2018, I want to say. We had just beaten the Eagles. Mariota threw a touchdown pass to Corey Davis, won the game, Here comes Taylor Lewan going to talk about where's our respect? Where's our respect? We were looking good flying high. We talking about one national respect. And then we went on the road and lost to Buffalo, I believe, the following week. Sometimes it's best to keep your mouth shut and just do your job. I hate I'm speaking Belichickian. But the fact of the matter is, play ball. Just play ball. That's all you got to do. You play ball, you kick butt, you win games, you beat good teams. They'll start talking about you in a good way. But I love Big Jeff. I absolutely love Big Jeff. And he is the quintessential leader. Because like they said, like Buck said, Will Levis hasn't arrived yet to really be the face of the franchise. That's what we're hoping he becomes. But right now, Big Jeff is the guy. And he's got to act like he's the guy. All eyes are on you. And you got to act like it. And you got to play like it. So that's really all I got to say about that. Again, I'm glad they kind of squashed the beef. I know him and Buck talked. So they have demonstrated, oh, we got a super chat from Philip Madden. I appreciate that. $10 super chat. The situation wasn't a big deal to me, but I promised if Jeff has a bad game, although where's that same energy you had for Buck crowd will be waiting to jump him. I agree with that. I agree 100% with that. And Philip, thank you so much for the super chat. I really do appreciate that. Now, I would say the same thing with Philip. Again, like he said, situation wasn't a big deal. I mean, hey, it's over now. It's squashed, water under the bridge. Like I said, let's move forward, and we're going to do that. But you better bring that same energy on Sunday, and you better have a darn good game. And Big Jeff wants to be known as the best defensive tackle in the league. He's going to have to show up like it. And you do that, nobody's going to bring this up ever again. So, yeah, there's been some chippiness and some fights. But, I mean, that's training camp. You know, it happened. I like physicality. I like intensity. I would rather that be happening. But, again, I do need to see Brian Callahan and some of the other guys on the team handle that. Because you don't want that to become the norm. You want to still have control of your team. And that's where discipline comes in. I mean, other guys got to step up, Derek. You're right. We don't have Tannehill. We don't have we don't have Byer. We don't have the King no more. Somebody else has to step up and take the lead. Big Jeff wants to be the leader. He's got to act like it. So that's all I really wanted to say about that. But again, back to training camp, things were heating up. And there's a lot of things that's been going on at camp. And there's been quite a few guys that have started to stand out. Definitely Brian Callahan, is definitely saying that he likes, the way that Will Levis is progressing. He definitely likes, I've seen some stuff with Malik. Malik looked like he's getting somewhere. Like, Malik actually has looked pretty decent. I'm going to be honest. Watched a couple of clips of him from the Saturday practice. Definitely looked good. But I want to see what he looks like against other teams. And so he's in that battle for that number 2 spot. Definitely. The offense is still working out the kinks. The offensive line, I am still worried about the right side. The right side I'm worried about. Can't lie about that. I think the left side is going to work itself out and be just fine. But it's that right side that I'm really worried about right now. And so the defense has been doing a really good job. They have been actually doing the most of the winning. But there have been some offensive outputs that have actually been pretty good as well. And so, but a lot of it has been that the defense has won the majority of the days. Like I know TD gave, he gave me some notes. And this is from today. Definitely Will Levis connected on some passes. Matthew Jackson, one of the backup safeties, intercepted Levis twice. Rashard Weaver trying to step up. That's one of those guys like Shane Ray, Rashard Weaver. They got to step up with Arden Key possibly being out. I like where Tyler Boyd has been very solid. Traylon Burks looks like he's coming along. I have been hearing there's some beef between Josh Wiley and Kenneth Murray. Like they've went at it a couple of times. So, there's obviously maybe a little beef between the two of them that they need to iron out. But the corners have been looking really good. The corners have been looking really solid and everything. But defense has been winning. I like the aggressive nature with Denard Wilson. The offense really is going to have to figure some things out. I can't wait to see what they do in an actual game. And then the joint practices with the Seattle Seahawks. That is definitely where we're going to find some things out. Tempting expectations on Burke, and I understand that. I'm not really got high expectations for Burks either. Stoner Tight says 3-1 going into the bye. I mean, that would be really nice if that were the case. If you go into the bye at 3-1, which I think if you're doing that, you beat the Bears. I think you beat the Packers and you beat the Dolphins. Jets, I think, could be a little tough. Although I would switch between the Packers and the Jets, I think we win one of those games and lose the other. So I think that's what could happen. But training camp has gotten a little hot. And Will Levis is continuing to try to evolve and learn, and get good with this offense. But there are some players that I have read about and noticed who have really started to look good. These are my top 5 players who I believe have shined in training camp so far. And I'm going to start with the honorable mention, Caleb Farley. Caleb Farley started off really, really strong in this training camp. And I mean, if he gets on the field some and can make plays at all during the season, I think he could literally be a candidate for comeback player of the year with everything that he has been through. And he has been through a lot. I mean, from the injuries, back-to-back seasons with injuries, his dad passing away. I wasn't even sure if Caleb Farley was ever going to play football again after his dad's passing. But he's on the field. So I definitely got to give an honorable mention to Caleb Farley. Calvin Ridley continues to look good. And I am liking where with this starting 3 wide receivers with Ridley, Hopkins, Tyler Boyd. I am not worried about any of those 3. Because I really do think, I think Hopkins and Ridley are each going to have 1,000 yards. I think one of them is going to have over 100 catches. And the other, I believe, will be right around in between like 85 and 95. So, I am very impressed with Calvin Ridley. And I like where his I like where his head is at. You know, I like where his head is at. I like where his demeanor and he's gonna be really good for this offense. And DeAndre Hopkins is DeAndre Hopkins. We know what D Hop is gonna be. Not worried about D Hop. D Hop is gonna be just fine. And Tyler Boyd's gonna be just fine. Burks is gonna be the question. Burks is the question. If Burks can do what Burks can do, that's going to be amazing. Now, for example, last year in Cincinnati, and it's dealing with Joe Burrow and Jake Browning, Ja'Marr Chase had 100 catches, 1,200 yards, 7 touchdowns in 16 games. T. Higgins had 42 catches, but that was only in 12 games. And then Tyler Boyd played all 17 games, had 67 catches. So I think one of our receivers will have over 100. I think the other is going to have around between 80 and 90. And then Tyler Boyd will probably have about 70. But then you also got to take into account, I believe Joe Mixon is going to get the ball some. Tony Pollard's going to get the ball some. But, I mean, the Bengals did throw the ball like 615 times. Did have I'm trying to think. Yeah. Like they had 615 passing attempts last year. 615. The Titans only had like 494. So they had over 100 and maybe 10 less dropbacks than the Bengals. So the passing numbers are going to go up. And that was in 2023. In 2022, they dropped back 610 times passing. Brewer had a 4,040, almost a 4,500 yard season. Ja'Marr Chase, 87 catches. T. Higgins, 74. Tyler Boyd, 58. Higgins and Boyd each had 1,000 yards. But 87 and 74. I can see about 100 and maybe 85 with those two. So Calvin Ridley's look good. Another guy, T'Vondre Sweat. T'Vondre Sweat has been practicing. He hasn't been held back. Him and Jeff are going to be a problem. Let's just say that. They're going to be a problem. Make sure you're not playing private. Yeah, we got to make sure you ain't doing no betting. We got to make sure you ain't doing no betting because we don't want him in any trouble. Another guy, I've heard his name quite a bit, and I watched some of his clips, and he's coming really good. Jarvis Brownlee Jr., the rookie from Louisville. Very impressive. Had a good rep against DeAndre and a good rep against Calvin Ridley as well. Jarvis Brownlee is coming along rather nicely. Now, he did sustain a little bit of an injury, but he did go back in and he finished up. So it looked like he was okay and continued on. So that was a good sign. Kenneth Murray, again, has been flying around making plays. If they could unlock that potential that team saw when he was coming out of Oklahoma, Kenneth Murray could have a really nice season. He could have a really nice season. So I, definitely am cheering for, definitely cheering for Kenneth Murray. And then another guy, Josh Wiley, his arch rival. A lot of people think Josh Wiley could challenge Chig for that number 1 spot as a tight end. So, Josh Wiley is continuing to improve. Now, I know a lot of the focus is going to be on Ridley, Hopkins, Boyd, maybe Burks, because a lot of people have said in this offense, a 4th wide receiver is going to get some looks. So Burks could be that 4th wide receiver. He could get some looks in this offense. But Chig is going to have to get some looks, and Wiley's going to have to get some looks. And Wiley, he has definitely come on. Absolutely. So I definitely like what I see with these guys, and I'm pretty sure there are others. Lou Man said his top 5, Jarvis Brownlee's a sleeper by Stoner Tight. I agree. I think, honestly enough, with the corners, you got Awuzie, you got Sneed, you got McCreary, who are going to be the last 2 corners. Right now, last 3 corners, rather. Right now, I would say the last 3 corners, because you got, again, Sneed, Awuzie, McCreary. The last 3 corners, I think they're going to carry 6, is going to be Jarvis Brownlee, Gabe Giuliani, the undrafted free agent from Tennessee, from the Vols, and Caleb Farley. I think Trey Avery gets cut. I think this Gowan dude, even though I've heard his name a couple of times, is going to get cut. I think there is another corner that's actually been kind of decent too, but I think those are the 6. Now, Lou Man is coming in with his top 5. JC. Now, JC out here has been looking pretty good. JC, Jaquan, and Kieris Jackson. We got to see who's going to be back there at kick and punt return. Big Peter, talking about Skoronski, who's put on some weight. And then Mason Kinsey. I don't know if Kinsey makes the team. I don't know. And then Phillip comes in with his top 5. Ridley, yep. Jarvis Brownlee, Wiley, Sweat, Victoria Fuller. I did see that where Will Levis is dating her. She must give Levis some kind of amnesia because he seemed real relaxed behind that right side. I like that. I definitely like that. That's very impressive. I definitely like that. But I did see the picture where he is dating the girl from The Bachelor. So we'll see how long that lasts. I mean, if she can do it for him and have him focus so that he can do his job, I'm all for it. And I hope Bill Callahan can figure out the right side of this line. We're definitely going to see. Now, I know Bill Callahan did give a report saying that he hopes to get NPF back by Friday. That's what they're hoping for. So we're definitely going to see about that. But those are my top 5 and one of my honorable mentions as far as players. But again, definitely make sure y'all, give a like to this show. And also definitely make sure you subscribe to this show as well if you haven't already. TNT Tonight continues on. I appreciate everybody tuning in with me as long as you could. We got one more thing that we got to talk about before we do wrap everything up. And that is these massive quarterback contract extensions that happen around the league. The 2 guys that I just don't think deserved the money that they got. And we're first going to start off with Tua Tagovailoa because he signed first. 4 years, $212.4 million. Let me say that one more time. 4 years, $212.4 billion, which comes out to about $53.1 million per season for Tua. At signing, $93 million was guaranteed. So he almost got over $100 million. He almost got $100 million guaranteed. He got $93 million guaranteed at signing. And the Dolphins are basically, for the next 3 years, they're fully committed to him. Fully committed. And there's going to be a lot of dead cap. Like in 25 to 27, like 2024, this upcoming year, his cap hit is only $9.5 billion. But cap hits in 25, 26, 27. Hear this. 59.4, 63.4, and 45.4. Those are his, that's how much he will count against the cap those 3 years. After this upcoming season. So they are really banking on Tua. I wouldn't be. I wouldn't be. I don't think Tua is worth that money. He's not that good. He's not that good. And if you really want to go into guys getting money, how about Jordan Love with the Green Bay Packers? Now, Tua's had a couple of subpar seasons, and that's mainly because he got Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle at his side. Then there's Jordan Love, who had one starting season, looked good, had a good year, led the Packers to the playoffs. At least I want to say. He gets a 4-year, $220 million deal. $7 million signing bonus. He will be about averaging $55 million a year. He's right there with Trevor Lawrence. And I think right below Joe Burrow. I am very skeptical. Now, I think between the two, I think Jordan Love has the potential to be the better quarterback of the two. Because I think the Titans were kind of looking at him. The Titans were either going to try to draft him or they were going to use him for trade bait and see if somebody else would come up for him. And that was the year Green Bay completely screwed us over. And that was the Isaiah Wilson COVID pick. And here comes Lou Man talking about the Fish are playoff contention every year. Pump the brakes. I'm like this. The Dolphins may be good, but I don't think Tua is. The Dolphins have been good. It ain't been because of Tua. Let's be realistic. Because the fact of the matter is, everybody still got questions on Tua. Can Tua truly be the guy? Can he stay up? Because then he was getting concussions and stuff like that. He put on weight and things looked like it was going good, but he didn't run as much. Now he done dropped the weight again. He's probably going to be running more. We don't know if he's going to hold up. So that's going to be the main question. Is he going to be able to hold up? But if I got to choose between the two, I'm riding with Jordan Love. Jordan Love I think it's the better of the two, in my opinion. And TV saying Jerry Jones like, nah, this ain't right. And here's the problem with the Dallas Cowboys. And here's the problem with the Dallas Cowboys. Dallas, I don't believe has paid CeeDee Lamb yet. Let me confirm. Yeah. They have not paid CeeDee Lamb yet. And not only do they have the problem with CeeDee Lamb, guess who else they eventually may have to pay? Besides CeeDee Lamb, they got to find a way to pay Dak Prescott. He's going to want more than $50 million a year. Then, now Trayvon Diggs got his money. But then there is this other player. There's this other defensive player who's all-world, has been just amazing. Been an all-pro, I believe. Been all-pro in 2 different positions. Where's number 11? What is his name? They're going to have to pay Micah Parsons, and they're probably going to have to make Micah Parsons not just the highest paid defensive player in the league. He could become the highest paid player in the league. I don't think that'll happen as far as highest paid player, but I think he will definitely be the highest paid defensive player of all time. Like CeeDee Lamb, got to get paid. If Dallas wants Dak back, they're going to have to pay him. And Micah Parsons, for damn sure, got to get paid. So, Jerry Jones is in trouble. Major trouble with that. But everybody, I think that's going to just about do it. I don't really have a blue bombshell tonight. A shut your pie hole. I honestly don't really have one. You know, I would probably say for anybody, watch the Olympics. For anybody that probably will say that Simone Biles still ain't got it, shut your pie hole. Now, I know nobody has said that, because we all know Simone Biles is great. I think Jordan Childs is the future. Suni Lee is the star right now. And Simone is the legend. Congratulations to those ladies winning the team all-around gold medal again. 3rd time in the last 4 Olympics. Congratulations to the men winning the bronze medal. But I don't think anybody won individual. But I'm ready to see the United States men win basketball. The women are going to win basketball. Track and field is coming up. I'm excited about that. And shout out to Snoop Dogg. Snoop Dogg is over there in Paris for the Olympics having the time of his life. And I'm loving it. I am loving it. What Snoop Dogg is. And shout out to the beach volleyball team for the women. So I really don't have a shut your pie hole, honestly. I'm not the type to get political. So, everybody, I think that's going to just about do it, y'all. I think we're going to go ahead and get out of here. Bears Texans tomorrow. I guess that's the Hall of Fame game. Don't know if I'll watch much of it because, CJ Stroud and Caleb Williams are probably not going to play. But everybody, thank y'all for tuning into the show. Again, make sure y'all share this show out. Make sure you let everybody know where to go. I'm your man, Chris, a.k.a. Blue Enforcer. Now, Philip, I'm with you on that one. I'm very interested to see this breakdance competition. I've watched some fencing. I like beach volleyball. I like regular volleyball. Like I said, I watched fencing. I watched the sculls a little bit. The breakdancing, I'm very interested to see. I'm definitely with you on that. But everybody, thank you for tuning into the show. I'm your man, Chris, aka Blue Enforcer. Everybody have a very good rest of your Wednesday. And we'll be back next week for more Titans and Truth Talk, for more Titans Talk. And y'all remember, we tighten up, because that's all we know how to do. Good night, y'all.